The second law of thermodynamics states that complexity always increases. And when we look at technology and the way organizations use it today, that rule is now more true than ever before. In many cases, you see technology moving much faster than the organizations that are utilizing them. If you think about the analogy of a car, if somebody told you you can drive a Ferrari, but it would have Toyota braking system, you wouldn't feel confident in driving it because the brakes don't match the speed. The same is with technology with organizations today. Today, an organization can have an IoT device connected to the office, a server connected in a data center, could have a container up in the cloud, and it could have somebody working on their phone from a Starbucks. What we've done is to say you can be within control and utilize that complexity. Axonius' cybersecurity asset management platform is really that control that allows you to use that technology to its highest speed and also its ability to change directions quickly. In the past, organizations would have one type of device, one operating system, one network, one management tool, and each one of those things now has dozens of different variations, which causes this great fragmentation of data. And when you think about what is required to make an organization secure, it's first of all understanding what needs to be secure. And Axonius enables organizations to understand all the devices and data they have. Where is it? How does it connect? Who owns it? Why is it there?
Cybersecurity begins with two very basic questions. Who is on your network and what is on your network? Well, at NASA in particular, pretty much every day there was technology walking into your network and walking out of your network. NASA at the time had about 400,000 pieces of IT equipment and 40,000 pieces of software on the network. And so when you can begin to answer the question, what is on your network, then you can begin to put into processes to then mitigate the risks.
Today, organizations know they will be breached. That is the truth. And the question is not if, but when.
Many of you may remember Target was hit by a breach. The HVAC was used to navigate into the system that held the information of all of Target's customers and their credit card information. When you know what's on your network, you could have taken that information and made sure that you partitioned your networks appropriately.
So when we go to organizations, we first of all show them exactly what's really connected to their network that they never saw before. The second is we show them where are the gaps. Now that you see, you can actually secure it. And the third part is automating that process and making sure that the entire organization is secure over time.
The ability to see the different swim lanes of technology using a single tool is a savings to a business. You can start doing some very sophisticated analysis that used to take many, many tools, which is pretty critical when you're starting to deal with risk mitigation.
What's going on, everybody? You are in the Hacker Valley studio with your hosts, Ron and Chris.
Yes, sir.
Hacker Valley is our podcast. It's also our media company where we're focused on empowering and enlightening cybersecurity professionals and technologists around the world.
One of the biggest issues in cybersecurity is the loss of focus on the fundamentals. I'm a big sports fan, and my favorite athlete is Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan said that he can do all of these fancy moves because of his intense focus on the fundamentals. If we start to master some of the fundamentals, including asset management, including locking down and securing our networks, we can start to move into the more interesting aspects like purple teaming, threat hunting, vulnerability management, and do the things that we were really excited to do when we first learned about cybersecurity.
This isn't something that's going to disrupt operations. There isn't a high learning curve. So that's what we feel like we've done best, is really keep the practitioner at the forefront of our mind so we could be as impactful as we possibly can.
The the security practitioners, the people on the front lines of protecting organizations, their job is immensely challenging. And we're about helping them be heroes, helping leverage their ability, their knowledge, and making sure they have the tools in place to fight the bad guys as easily and as powerfully as possible.
Our vision for Axonius is to show everyone around the world, companies and organizations, that the asset management problem is solvable.
Within the mission of controlling complexity, we look to end up being the system of record for the infrastructure of any organization and on every level. We're not gonna replace Batman, but we wanna give Batman, his tool belt to be able to fight the bad guys.